something. Here we have. It's not a chub. That's the reason for the tentative bite. It's the roach. That's warning me had a job hooking you, isn't it? You and the roach. Oh well.
Hi again, I'm back on the Nene backwater where I was last week. +3 day today, so I'm not quite sure how this audio is going to come out. I approached the stretch from the opposite end today because I didn't manage to walk the whole stretch last time, and I've parked in a different spot, so I've come on the stretch in the opposite direction. I decided to walk along the main river because I knew the backwater came off the main river some way down, but I think that might have been a mistake. It was quite a long walk, it's a very muggy day, and although I'm now testing negative for COVID, it's left its mark. I'm still feeling a bit 1 degree under. Anyway, I'm here now. I'm a bit later than I wanted to be because I left a bit later. I wasn't feeling too bright, and it's now almost just exactly 11 o'clock, so I'm quite late, but I may stay a bit late today, having got here. Anyway, as I say, back on the backwater, the end of the stretch that I didn't look at last time, so I don't know what I'm going to find. I'm at the whirlpool here where the main river flows into the backwater, so I'm going to start here and work my way down. So, as they say, we'll see how we go.
Right, okay. I'm set up. I'm going to try rolling a bit of luncheon meat on the edge of that faster water out there and see what happens. Unusually for me at the moment, I'm actually sitting on the floor because it's a very sloping bank, but I still have great difficulty getting up from off the floor because after the hip operation, so it could be quite amusing. I'm going to have to do everything sitting down. Here we go. Be snagged in something. Doesn't seem to be moving. Let's try and get out a bit further. So I may actually put the rod down there. I think that's rod rest. You have to get up. That's better. Alright, let's cast again because I don't know what happened to it. It's incredibly warm today. Even with that wind, it's. I was going to put a lighter shirt on, but I thought I might be cold in the wind. But no way. Absolutely baking. I'm trying different sort of spots in the whirlpool, and I would expect to have got a few taps by now, if nothing else, but Seems to be getting anything. I just heard a bang behind me and my tripod's fallen over. Shows you how strong the wind is, so I've got to go and sort that one out. Right, I've sort of packed the tripod down as it's refusing to stand up in the wind. Incredible. And I'm trying a bit of bread flake now, see if it's a bait issue. Weir pools always seem to offer so much promise that I always find it's a bit difficult to choose the best spots to fish, because when you're on the stream itself you can sort of use your watercraft to decide where chub might be lying. But in a weir pool there's so much going on. Oh, that's a bite. Well, it's a touch anyway. It's more than I got on the luncheon meat. I need a bit more than that though to hook it. I don't know what it is with dogs and fishermen, but no, a few little taps, but nothing really. Perhaps I'll have a walk along the stream. I've sort of cooled down a bit now after the long hike to get here, and walk along, see if I can find a few chub holes. Obviously he got snagged in something down there. Interesting, the breadstone. Yeah, obviously ended up in some weeds, didn't it? Yeah. Right, I'll try one more bit of bread flake before we move on. As I lift my rod up I can feel the force of the wind against it, because I'm pretty sheltered sitting down here. But as I lift it up it's like something's pushing against me. I think we may have hooked something. Yeah, we have. But it's not a chub. That's the reason for the tentative bite. It's the roach. That's why we had a job hooking you, isn't it? You are a roach. Oh well, it's better than nouns, as they say. Come on, out you come. Oh. Night aeroplane. Don't know if you can see that with the camera pointing downwards, but right. Well, I may have a walk along the stream, look for some chubby spots. Well, I've walked a little way along, not too far at all really, and this is obviously a spot that is fished, sort of prepared spot. So we'll give it a try. Looks interesting. Looks quite shallow actually, but a lot of streamer, but there's some sort of bushes overhanging the water a bit further down there. Right, we'll start off with a trusty flake. Oh, red kite. Certainly blowing around a bit. Whoops. Try and see where the streamer. It's really quite difficult to know. We'll just suck it and see, I think. Kingfisher just went past. I have to get the rod top a bit lower. Wind's blowing it all over the place. Something interesting, I think. Yeah, let's get this rod top a bit lower. It's snagged up in the oh yeah, this wind as I lift the rod, you can feel it. It's unbelievable. That thread was wet, so it was easier to cast. Something had to go at that. Right, let's see if we can see if I can get a bit of cheese paste down there without it coming off the hook, which is possibly difficult, but Yeah, we got it that time. I don't know what it is. Cheese paste worked. I don't think it's very big, but there's so much weed down there I can't see. Yeah, it's a small chub. God, there, the wind. Unbelievable. Hook's come out. Very small chub. But still, it's a fish. Yeah, they're lovely, aren't they? Right, I'll throw you back in because trying to get you out of the net might be difficult. Right, it's probably time for another move. If there's any decent chub in there, they won't have been amused by me taking that one out. So, anyway, a bit of progress. I'm sure you can hear this wind. Jesus Christ, it's really bad. And you might also be able to see the edge of my Polaroid glasses on this camera, but I just stopped at this spot and it looked difficult to say the least. Tons of streamer in there, reeds on. But when I looked down, literally right underneath my feet, I don't know if you can hear any of this with the wind, but there was a decent sized chub literally right underneath my feet. Now, the chances of getting it when it's right underneath your feet is probably close to zero, but we have to try, don't we? The thing is to put the bait behind it and hope it picks up on it. Oh, it went for it straight away and I bloody missed it. Ah, dear. I think I spooked it. There's some smaller ones down there, but I spooked a decent one. It went so quickly for it that I didn't react quick enough. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Yeah, it just went flying off upstream. Another spot that's obviously fished. Interesting because it's actually, water's quite fast coming down, but opens right out here and there seems even like a back eddy on the other side, so yeah. So we'll give it a go, see what we get. Start off with a bit of bread flake, see what happens. I don't quite know the best place to fish here, but I'll go down on the edge of that eddy, see what happens. Ah, the wind. Wind wind's blown it right on the other side. But anyway, let's see what happens over there. It was interesting in that last spot when I dropped that bread in. I think what I thought was a fish was a shadow from a rock, but there was a fish there that I hadn't seen. And when I dropped the bread in, it went straight for it, and the bread sort of vanished from view. And I thought, what's happened here? And then I realised what had happened. This chub had taken it, but unfortunately my mental processes took too long, and at the time I tried to strike, he'd already decided that that wasn't to have, wasn't bred to have, and he spat it out and disappeared. So that was a bit of an unfortunate miss, really. I was focusing on the wrong thing. I was focusing on what I thought was a fish, but it was in fact, I think, the shadow from a rock. There was a pull there. Not enough to hit, but certainly a bit of interest. Anyway, we know something's down there. I can't believe this wind after yesterday. There was no wind at all yesterday. This looks an interesting spot. There's a narrow channel around these bulrushes where the water's really racing through, and then it opens out into this big sort of eddy. Yeah, worth a drop in. Still of the opinion that there's a sort of half decent chub there that will take it fairly quickly. That's why I moved on from the other spots, because nothing really happened. If I go on the edge of the crease, and it should work its way around. Just got to give a bit more line there to let it work its way down a bit more. So another go. It's so difficult to cast, the wind. It's just unbelievable. Sort of forcing the rod. Well, I'm being absolutely buffeted here. The wind is unbelievable. I'm on a bit of a high bank as well, which makes it worse. So I think I'm going to move on soon. I've not had any interest so far. Looks nice, but nothing's playing ball. Perhaps I'm just in the wrong place. Try and find a more sheltered spot, if nothing else. It's turning out to be quite a struggle to find fish today. Anyway, I'm at another spot. I think I need to move forward a little bit. Just had to put the power pack into my head cam, so right, let's try a bit of luncheon meat. Oh, this wind! Unbelievable. Wind's got caught. It's blown the wind. It's bloody hopeless. Well, obviously someone's fished here. It doesn't look that easy, to be honest. It's a very, very shallow part of the stream. So it's a matter of dropping bait, I think, between the streamer and seeing if anything takes it. Yeah, a bit tricky really. Oh well. Someone else has thought it worth it, so. The trouble is with this wind, doing anything accurate in the way of casting is impossible. Put it over that stream and get it in the gap. That was a fish or not. Wherever it was, I'm solid now. I think I've lost my gear. Yeah, everything gone. I said it looked a bit challenging, didn't I? I've got to sit down and re-tackle. Oh, It's certainly pulled round. Having lost all my gear in that last spot, this looks a bit similar, but it's a bit more open. There's a big channel down the middle there, so I'm nearly back to where I reached last week on the stretch, so when I walked along from the opposite direction, so I've nearly done the top section now. Not very successfully, I must say. Dipping this cheese paste, if I can harden it off a little bit because it's very soft. I just had one cast down there, but I'm not very hopeful. Oh, this is impossible. I think the line's got tangled around some reeds. The wind's just blowing it everywhere. All tangled up. Well, yes, another spot. I've lucked out on most of the others, so I'm not sure this will be any different, but yeah, it's challenging today. Conditions are challenging, but I'm not getting anywhere near as many sort of taps and knocks as I got last time I came here. I don't know. A little tap there, a little bang. Oh, perhaps I should have hooked that. Unfortunately I didn't have the video going, but I was sitting watching my rod top and all of a sudden 2 otters popped up and just laid there looking at me for a few seconds and then popped off again. So I think I'm wasting my time here. Oh dear, I didn't have the video on. It was a good shot, but there we go. It's always the way, isn't it? Well, that's it for today. Absolutely beat. It's 3 o'clock, so I've been here about 4 hours, which is my usual sort of period. I try to limit the sessions to about 4 hours. But it's been a really tough 4 hours. The wind is horrendous. It's been very, very hot. And I've done quite a lot of walking and not caught a lot of fish. Yeah, quite challenging really. And but it's good because I've now explored basically the whole stretch, and I know where to come the next time, so to speak, even though I didn't catch many fish today. Yeah, and the ending was, well, sitting there waiting for the bolts. The video is nearly blown over again. I don't know if it's on that movement, but that was the tripod nearly blown over. Anyway, this is horrendous. Anyway, it was a fitting ending, as I say, with 2 otters popping up and looking at me and sitting there for a few seconds as if to say, what are you doing here? And then they went, and unfortunately I didn't have the head cam going. It would have been a really lovely shot, but that's the way it is, isn't it? So anyway, you may have found it interesting, even though there weren't too many fish. If you liked it, give us a like please, and if you'd like to subscribe to the channel, please do. But now I'm going to pack up, got a bit of a walk back to the car, and I'm absolutely shattered, to be honest. So yeah, until the next time, it's bye for now.